Review of Renegade Immortal Episode 145. In the previous episode, when the medicinal power of the Ascension fruit dissipated, Wang Yue finally realized that half of its spine had been stolen. The bone-piercing pain, combined with the humiliation, drove the ferocious beast completely mad. A gigantic ancient god finger appeared in the starry sky, carrying a will far beyond that of ordinary cultivators. With just a light strike, yet containing world-destroying power, Tan Lang's mountain and river map instantly cracked and shattered, and he himself coughed up blood repeatedly, suffering extremely severe injuries, while Wang Lin seized the opportunity to continue fleeing with half of Wang Yu's skeleton. Tan Lang became the direct target of the ancient god's divine ability as the massive finger pressed down toward him, pushing this great cultivator into an unprecedented life and death crisis. After witnessing the mountain and river map fall into space, Wang Lin risked returning to seize the treasure, handing half of the bone to his immortal guard and personally rushing forward at maximum speed. But at that very moment, the ancient god finger pursuing Tan Lang suddenly shifted its attention to him. To buy time, Wang Lin cast a body-freezing spell on Tan Lang, and even a brief moment of restraint was enough to enrage him to madness while also drawing the ancient god finger's attention, allowing Wang Lin to retrieve the mountain and river map and immediately flee. Realizing he could no longer hold back, Tan Lang brought out the Immortal Emperor crown, a treasure forged by killing 9.999 mortal emperors and fusing their souls. When he donned it, a colossal phantom emperor appeared behind him, its aura shaking the starry sky. Yet before a single point from the ancient god, all resistance became meaningless. The massive finger lightly descended, shattering all the power of the crown, erasing tens of thousands of souls while the crown itself remained intact. And Tan Lang was blasted away like a meteor, his fate unknown. Immediately after, the ancient god finger turned fully toward Wang Lin, who, facing mortal danger, unleashed all his life-saving methods. But millions of killing intents from the immortal guard condensed into life imprints were crushed upon contact. And even the second immortal guard was destroyed with a single strike. Finally, the ancient god finger directly pointed at him, and although the sword energy left by Ling Tianao within his body erupted in unison to resist, it only delayed the attack briefly before the strike pierced through all defenses, completely destroying Wang Lin's physical body. At the moment his primordial spirit was about to be annihilated, the seal imprisoning it suddenly shattered, allowing it to escape and transform into a colossal primordial thunder dragon roaring through space, unleashing countless thunderspheres to block the ancient god finger and create an opportunity to flee. While escaping, Wang Lin retrieved his storage bag, immortal guard, and half of the skeleton, and also noticed the immortal emperor crown floating nearby, taking it along the way. Although he narrowly escaped death, his losses were immense, including the destruction of the seven-star sword formation, the shattering of the restriction banner, the dissipation of one strand of Ling Tianao's sword energy, the crushing of the second immortal guard, and most importantly, the complete loss of his physical body, though in return he obtained valuable treasures such as half of Wang Yu's skeleton, the mountain and river map, and the immortal emperor crown. At this point, Wang Lin existed only as a primordial spirit fused into the star compass, fleeing frantically through space while Wang Yue relentlessly pursued him, initiating a brutal life and death chase. And even after escaping the ancient god's strike, he dared not relax, as being caught would mean certain death. His speed surged as he fled from the northern region of Luo Tian to the southern region, gradually widening the distance but suffering worsening injuries and a weakening primordial spirit. Upon reaching the boundary between the two regions, Wang Yue suddenly stopped, roaring but not daring to advance further, causing Wang Lin to wonder what could frighten such a beast. After confirming safety, he began planning his next steps and realized that reconstructing his physical body would be extremely difficult. While Wang Yue returned to the region of the 5 major planets and fell into slumber, terrifying nearby cultivators, and elsewhere Tan Lang fell in a miserable state but rejoiced as the ancient god's strike had unintentionally destroyed most of the control seals within his body. As for Wang Lin, while traveling through the southern region, he sensed a place that made his primordial spirit feel extremely comfortable and eventually found a planet encased in countless layers of rock, within which lay a world filled with lightning, a natural thunder prison, which for others was a death zone but for him became a sacred ground for healing due to his primordial spirit having fused with the power of the primordial thunder dragon. he decided to cultivate in seclusion there, allowing heavenly lightning to continuously merge with his spirit and heal his injuries. After a long period of absorbing lightning, his primordial spirit fully recovered, and he began using the ancient god art to reconstruct his body by drawing in all the lightning to gradually form bones, meridians, and eventually a complete new body. Once finished, he not only fully recovered but also integrated lightning power into his body, greatly increasing his strength. After emerging from seclusion, Wang Lin examined the treasures he had obtained, including immortal realm mountain stones for comprehending divine abilities, the mountain and river map, a replica of the heavenly Dao map, and the immortal emperor crown with mysterious power related to the 5 elements. Then focused on refining half of Wang Yu's skeleton to allow the Heaven-Defying bead to fully absorb the metal attribute. When the 5 elements reached perfection, the bead underwent a shocking transformation as multicolored light intertwined, an ancient aura spread, and mysterious ancient runes appeared within Wang Lin's mind, signaling a completely new evolution. And for the first time since obtaining the bead, he truly touched its deepest secret as a new door slowly opened before him. At the moment the ancient runes were completed and merged into the bead, a terrifying violet light erupted, engulfing the entire lightning planet, suppressing vitality and turning the ground to dust, even causing his immortal guards and 3 main souls to show signs of decay and forcing him to recall them immediately. While the violet light continued to spread and crush the planet's rocky layers until only Wang Lin and the bead remained, then a colossal purple gate slowly appeared in the void, so vast that he seemed like a speck beneath it, accompanied by a terrifying restriction that cut off all external space, preventing any living being from entering. And standing before it, Wang Lin felt a deep fear within his soul, not from pressure or killing intent but from the absolute disparity between himself and a supreme existence. Yet his Tao heart would not allow him to bow. And recalling his arduous journey, he resisted the fear with unwavering will, determined to protect his soul and that of Li Muwan as his primordial thunder dragon spirit surged wildly, lightning bursting from his body while he stood firm and stared at the gate even as the ground collapsed beneath him. At that moment, a gigantic arm emerged from the violet light before the gate, carrying an indescribably ancient aura and beckoning as if inviting him inside. And although it showed no obvious danger, it made him even more cautious as the gate began to fade. Sensing the opportunity might be fleeting, Wang Lin tested it by hurling the remaining piece of Wang Yu's bone toward the gate with all his strength. But as it approached, the mysterious arm gently reached out to receive it and with just a light touch turned the entire bone into dust, unleashing terrifying power that shook the heavens and the earth, cracked the lightning planet apart, collapsed its rocky layers, and even caused the surrounding violet restriction to disintegrate, with a single casual motion nearly tearing apart the void itself and revealing a power far beyond anything Wang Lin had ever imagined. The light touch of that arm was not merely a display of brute force, but rather a manifestation of a certain law or rule, similar to Wang Lin's slaughter luo technique, yet far more advanced and domineering. It gave off the overwhelming sensation that nothing in the world could possibly resist it. This left Wang Lin deeply shaken and filled with fear. After a while, the gigantic arm slowly faded away, yet it maintained its beckoning gesture until the very end. At the same time, the enormous heavenly gate behind it also vanished. Immediately afterward, all the surrounding violet light rapidly condensed into a single point and reverted to the form of the Heaven-Defying bead. However, the bead now appeared completely ordinary, having lost nearly all of its 5 elements power, perhaps even weaker than when Wang Lin first obtained it 1,000 years ago. Wang Lin examined the interior of the Heaven-Defying bead and discovered that Li Muwan's nascent soul, Wang Ping, and Qing Yi's soul were still present. Not only that, they seemed more agile and refined than before. This both reassured him and deepened his confusion about the true nature of this treasure. He speculated that the Heaven-Defying bead must have an extremely ancient origin, and that he was certainly not its first owner. Those who had possessed it before and completed its 5 elements likely encountered that mysterious gate as well. However, their fates remained unknown. Either they were crushed by the giant arm or they truly entered the gate. Wang Lin also wondered whether the gate led to the so-called ancient immortal realm. But the existence of that arm made this assumption contradictory. Instead of answers, the mystery of the Heaven-Defying bead only grew deeper. Unable to find an explanation, Wang Lin temporarily set the matter aside and merged the bead back into his primordial spirit. He then realized that the Thunder Light planet had been completely devastated by the recent events. Reduced to a wasteland, however, he recalled that his primordial spirit had sensed a place deep within that was extremely suitable for lightning cultivation. So he decided to continue exploring. Wang Lin summoned the Thunder Beast from the god-slaying chariot and rode it into the layers of shattered rock. The Thunder Beast sensed a change in Wang Lin. It was as if he had transformed into a being akin to lightning itself, which both astonished and comforted it. When Wang Lin patted it, the beast felt even more at ease and obediently led the way. As they ventured deeper, the lightning within the debris grew denser. Neither man nor beast felt discomfort. Instead, they adapted well to the environment. Eventually, they discovered a vast expanse ahead, not a planet, but an endless region filled with countless thunder pools. Lightning surged like an ocean, forming roaring thunder dragons, creating a scene akin to a true lightning hell. Compared to this place, the Thunder Light planet was insignificant, like a mere speck of dust. Even the Thunder Beast hesitated in the face of such overwhelming lightning power. Wang Lin cautiously released his immortal guard to stand watch, then slowly approached the boundary of the thunder pools. As he stepped in, lightning immediately surged into his body, causing numbness, yet he continued forward until reaching his limit. Finally, Wang Lin stopped, sat cross-legged within the enveloping lightning, and began cultivating as his primordial spirit emitted powerful thunder energy. Realizing that the lightning here far surpassed what his body contained, he understood that this was the perfect place to cultivate the lightning origin technique. Outside, the Thunder Beast also absorbed lightning in its own way to cultivate. With nothing but the roar of thunder echoing around them, man and beast entered seclusion, cultivating within the endless sea of lightning, marking a new step forward on Wang Lin's path of cultivation.